The House in the Woods.
Read and presented by George Pitropogiannakis.
On the edge of a dark and lonely forest, there lived a woodcutter with his wife and 3 daughters. The daughters were called Hilda, Tilda, and Mirabelle. The woodcutter had to work hard from sun-up to sundown. One morning,
I shall not come home at noon for dinner. There is too much work to finish before dark.
But you cannot work the whole day without eating.
Then let Hilda bring my dinner to me in the woods when it is cooked.
But how will she find you?
I will scatter these millet seeds behind me as I go. She need only follow the trail they make.
when noon came that day.
Take this soup to your father. Before it gets cold, the trail of millet seeds will lead you to him.
But in the woods, the small hungry birds had eaten most of the seeds during the morning. When Hilda entered the forest, she soon found no trail to follow.
Very well. I shall go back home. My father will just have to do without his dinner.
But she could not find the way home either.
Dear me, I am lost.
She wandered through the woods until it grew dark.
What shall I do now?
Then, in the distance,
Oh, a light.
Hilda ran toward the light. She soon came upon a small house.
Surely whoever lives here will let me stay until morning.
After a moment, she heard a low voice bidding her to come in.
How odd that no one came to the door. It's rather rude, I think. Oh, good. Good evening. I am lost in the woods. May I stay here overnight?
The old man turned to the animals.
It's for you, my friends, to say, shall she go or shall she stay?
Hilda saw the animals move their mouths, but she could not hear a sound.
They say you may stay here. There is food in the kitchen. Go in and prepare it.
Oh, I will. I am so hungry.
In a short time, she sat down to eat.
What a fine supper I shall have. Ah, that was good. Now, where shall I find my bed?
The three animals spoke again, but Hilda still could hear nothing.
To think of others' needs is something she has never learned. Now she shall have the kind of sleep that she has truly earned.
They said there are 3 beds upstairs. if you wish to use one.
Well, I do. I am very tired.
The bed was fresh and clean, and Hilda was soon fast asleep. When the moon rose,
It is rather a pity.
But it's her own fault.
the old man pulled gently on a heavy cord hanging near the door, and without a sound the bed sank through an opening in the floor.
She must sleep in the cellar until we awaken her.
Meanwhile, the woodcutter had returned home.
Why didn't you send Hilda with my dinner? I was hungry the whole day.
But I did send her. She must be lost in the woods, for she has not returned.
Oh, she has probably taken shelter somewhere for the night. She will come back tomorrow.
The next morning, the woodcutter asked that Tilda bring him his dinner in the woods.
But how will I find you if my sister could not?
This time I will scatter lentils behind me to mark the way. They are larger than millet seeds and easier to see. You'll have no trouble at all.
But the small hungry forest animals feasted all that morning. And when Tilda set forth,
Oh dear, I do not see any more lentils. Perhaps my father went this way.
but she could not find her father, and soon
Now I am lost.
she wandered about in the woods until it grew dark. Then
Oh, there is a light.
Tilda soon arrived at the little house in the woods.
I shall ask for food and shelter.
When Tilda asked for shelter, the old man turned to the animals.
It's for you, good friends, to tell. Think on it and answer well.
In a moment,
They said you may stay.
Did they really? I heard nothing at all.
There is food in the kitchen if you will prepare it.
Oh, that is no trouble. I will do so at once.
soon Tilda came to the table with a large bowl of stew.
Here we are. There is plenty for us both.
When the plates were empty,
Oh, I am sleepy. May I stay here until morning?
What do you say now, my friends?
With you she's very glad to sup, but us she did not serve. Now she shall have the kind of sleep that justly she deserves.
Tilda heard nothing.
I cannot believe they really answered you.
Oh, yes, they really did.
What did they say?
They told me you may use one of the two beds you will find upstairs.
Then I will go up. Good night.
The bed was soft and white, and Tilda fell asleep at once. But when the moon rose,
She is a little better than the other.
But not enough.
No, not enough. She will sleep in the cellar too, until we awaken her.
The next morning,
I cannot imagine what has become of Hilda and Tilda.
Oh, they are careless girls, always flitting here and there. They will be back. But I must not miss my dinner a third time.
I will be glad to bring it to you, Papa.
Very well. Today I shall scatter peas to mark my path. They are so big that no one could miss the way.
but both the forest birds and the forest animals were hungry that morning. And when Mirabel went out at noon,
I do not see any more peas. If I do not find Papa soon, he will be hungry.
Mirabel searched and searched through the woods.
Papa, where are you?
Then the sun began to set.
I do not know where I am or how I am to get home. Mother will be so worried about me.
When it grew dark, Mirabel came upon the house in the woods.
I do hope whoever is there will let me stay.
She told the old man her story.
And so, kind sir, will you please let me stay until morning?
Rooster, cow, and pretty hen, grant me your advice again.
Mirabel did not hear them answer.
They said, you may stay.
Oh, the dear animals! How wonderful it is that they talk to you. You soft, pretty little things. And how warm and clean you are. You smell just like clover.
Then Mirabel went into the kitchen to prepare supper.
I made a soft pudding just for you. Eat while it is nice and hot.
Will you eat also?
Not yet. I must take care of the animals first. Where is their food?
In the shed.
Mirabel went to the shed. In a few minutes,
Here is barley for you, pretty little hen. And cracked corn for you, handsome cock. And fresh hay for you, beautiful cow.
only when the animals were fed did Mirabel sit down. But though she was hungry, she hardly ate because she was sad.
If only I could let my poor mother know I am safe. She will spend the whole night worrying.
In a few minutes, she was through.
Now I will clear the table.
Then
It is late and I am very tired. Will you tell me, please, where I may sleep?
Well, my friends,
Though hungry, you let your supper wait
till man and beast were fed.
Of others you think first, so now dream sweetly in your bed.
Oh, I heard you. Good night, you lovely animals.
The old man led Mirabel upstairs.
It looks like a fine bed. You are so kind to me.
Sleep well, my dear.
I'm sure I will. Good night.
Mirabel fell asleep at once, and when the moon rose, she dreamed sweet dreams. Suddenly, at the stroke of midnight,
Goodness, what is that awful noise? It sounds as though the staircase is splitting into pieces, and all the doors and windows are slamming.
there was a final, terrible crash.
Oh, mercy! Is the roof coming down?
Then the noise and the shaking ceased.
Why, it is quiet now, and I am not hurt at all.
All was peaceful and still.
I wonder what it was. I will ask the nice old man in the morning.
And Mirabel fell asleep again. The song of a bird outside the window awoke Mirabel. Ah, good morning, milady.
What does milady wish?
I don't wish anything. I will get up and make breakfast for the kind old man.
This morning, the cook will make my breakfast. And yours too, Mirabel.
But who are you?
I am the old man. These servants were my animals, and this palace was my little house.
What has changed everything?
You, Mirabel, have changed everything. Come, let us have breakfast. I will explain. Some years ago, I became king of this land.
I was very proud of my high position and felt that even animals should heed my every wish.
I told you to stand perfectly still.
My fairy godmother grew very angry with me. Out of my way, I am walking here. She changed me into an old man, my servants into 3 animals, and my palace into a little house.
You must be taught a lesson. You will stay here until you have learned it.
Like this? For how long?
Until a maiden comes who has so kind a heart that she cares for everyone's needs before her own. Only then will the spell be broken.
You came, Mirabel, and last night the spell was broken. Will you stay here and be my wife, so that I never again forget how to think of others?
Yes, I should like very much to be your wife.
Mirabel's parents came to the wedding, and Hilda and Tilda were awakened and let out of the cellar for the occasion. But after the wedding, Hilda was put to work in the henyard, and Tilda was put to work in the dairy.
One was not kind at all, and one was not kind enough. I hope they will someday learn to be as good as you are, dear Mirabel.
The end. The House in the Woods.
Read and presented by George Pitropogiannakis.